the Hustle and Giggle podcast.
There's nowhere else I would rather be today on International Women's Day than recording episode 25 of the Hustle and Giggle podcast. Yay! We have a special guest for you today, which you're very lucky, we know, because that's 2 consecutive episodes where we've had guests. So lucky you, and we hope you'll enjoy meeting her. She has turned tidying from the thing most of us avoid into the thing she absolutely loves. We're joined today by Vickie, founder of Declutteright, a certified professional organiser who helps people reclaim their homes, their headspace, and honestly, sometimes their sanity. After 25 years working in HR across Birmingham and London, Vickie discovered the world of decluttering and realised it wasn't just about tidying cupboards. It was about how people live, cope and function day to day. So she launched Declutteright to help others create homes that work better for their lives. She's known for her caring, confidential and totally non-judgment approach. We'll get some questions and answers from her later, though, obviously. Which, let's be honest, you need to be when someone is seeing that drawer in your kitchen.
Kitchen? I would have said. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
That drawer. Vickie lives in High Wycombe with her husband, 2 boys and a cockapoo called Wicket. And in her spare time, she enjoys films, reading, puzzles and very on-brand organising Lego. So today we're talking clutter, overwhelm, family life, habits and why the state of your home affects the state of your mind far more than you probably realise. Welcome, Vickie, to Hustle and Giggle.
Thank you for having me.
You're our absolute pleasure.
Yay.
Please feel free to introduce yourself and tell us all about Vickie and her world.
Okay, how long have you got?
As long as you like.
So, yes, I used to work in HR for many, many years, and after having 2 children and moving house and being quite an organised person, I suddenly realised that life wasn't like that. And the children threw everything into chaos and I needed to get organised again, and I just couldn't understand why I couldn't do that anymore. I just started looking into tips and ideas of how to get organised and get stuff out, and then fell in love with the whole world of decluttering and organising. So yeah, that was how I kind of stumbled upon it, and then carried on working in HR and did this on the side, helping friends and family and just researching it and getting my house straight. And then decided to take a break from HR after the lockdown saga, and thought, well, I'll give this a go, and haven't looked back since. So yeah, love it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So it was 5 years ago then, 6 years ago.
5 years, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it's it started off as just a passion and a dream, really, because I thought, having worked in a corporate world for so long, how can you start your career at the bottom, really, again? And I just thought, well, having the career break gives me that opportunity. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and if it does, great. So yeah, that's how it all started.
Would you go back to HR
Nope.
Absolutely.
Something catastrophic would have to happen, I think, for me to do that.
Yeah.
And
So there's obviously a business in doing this then, because you've been
Absolutely.
going for 5 years.
Yeah,
I mean,
when I looked into it, I Googled it, and I was thinking, is this even a thing that you can do? Because you see the programmes on the telly, and that's it. And there was this thing called APDO, which was the Association of Professional Declutterers and Organisers.
Wow.
Professional.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
I looked at that, and there was some courses, quite pricey, so I thought, I won't do that just yet. So I did some online courses and started really delving into the world. And then when I took the career break, the first thing I did was go on one of their courses and become a member. So there's about 1,000 members across the UK and wider. And there's similar organisations like that across the world as well. And once I did their course, where it kind of tells you how to set up your business, because that was the bit that I always feared, because I'd always been an employee, that gave me the confidence to actually get started and jump in. So yeah. And then it all was a bit scary after that.
What do you remember most about your first client, then?
I was just going to ask that. What things are like?
So I was on holiday when I got the message come through. So it's very exciting. I was sat on a sunbed by the pool in, I think it was Malta, and it was a school mum. and she said, heard about what you're doing and just wondered if you'd be able to come round for a coffee and give me some ideas. That was my very first client, just another school mum, which was lovely because it was quite a gentle intro to it, to going and doing it with somebody, as a professional. And many of the issues she had were similar to what I'd experienced. And, you still go through when you've got kids of just all the stuff that comes in and trying to keep on top of it. So, I kind of worked with her for a while. And then I started networking, which was something I only really knew from the HR world, which was going to conferences, lots of other HR people, and trying to avoid talking to people as much as possible.
We tried to do that.
So when I set up my website, somebody was, a local business was fitting shutters in my house, and I told them what I was doing, and they said, you must come to our networking breakfast. So I was like, okay, I will, thinking I've no idea what you're talking about. So I went along, met all these lovely people. At the end of the meeting, they said, would you like to join? And I was like, yes, please. I hadn't realised there were so many other networking groups out there, but it was a good group and really lovely. It was kind of male heavy though. There were there was only about 3 women in the group. But the first round of when they go round at the end and ask for referrals, a chap came over to me and said, what are you doing for the next 4 years? Can you give my wife a call?
Wow.
So that was my first, what I class as a big client, because it was a big house and it went on for quite a while, the relationship. So really just helping her to declutter the home after their kids had kind of grown up, moved out and left everything behind. So just navigating that with her, clearing stuff out. But it was more the emotional side and being there to support her through all those things that get thrown up. There's a lot that comes to the surface when suddenly you're going through all your kids' stuff from when they were little and now they're grown up, and moved out and usually leave their stuff behind. I've since found out.
We've got lots of boxes. I mean, I don't know if I've ever told you, but Nicole obviously has a house with Morgan now. But we say to her, do you want to take your bits with you? And she's like, oh no, I don't want to clutter up my house. There's not enough room. We'll leave it with our house. So we're waiting for her to get an even bigger house that she will have all her stuff.
I live in a house without a loft. You see, our bedrooms are in what was the loft, so we don't have like masses of storage. So you have to be a bit like ruthless. So I'm thinking, actually, that's really interesting. So my theory, I'm sure a lot of people put stuff in the loft and actually take it down again when they move. And I'm thinking about that situation. I'm thinking there's probably stuff in those boxes of Nicole's that actually she'll never open, will she?
Well, the ones downstairs, absolutely, they're her memory boxes. She loves them. So she's very organised with things like that. But in our loft, you would die. I mean, obviously, we'll find out more about some of your customers. But I think you would die.
You're going to be one.
It does sound like it. I mean, honestly, you would have a field day in my loft. But the problem is, don't you find that you put stuff up there, you do forget about it, and I've got the kids' reports from school. I mean, my youngest 24, so, we're talking years. And that's probably what you said about the lady throwing stuff away. But for me, no, I just want it in the bin. I'm not
really
bothered anymore.
It just depends.
I used to be like that, though. Yeah. But I just think some of it, like my Kev's always saying, that's worth some money. That's worth some money. So don't you find things like that?
Sometimes, yeah.
So do you tell them to keep it then?
Yeah, and it's more about trying to identify what's important to keep as much as it is of letting go of stuff, because there will be things. So I don't just go in there and make you get rid of everything. That's not what it's about, because there'll be things in there that are really precious to you as an individual. And when I set the business up, I had this little tagline saying doing it the right way for you, so Declutteright. And it is very much about that, because how you feel about stuff is very different to how the next person does. And so it is just trying to be flexible. And I guess the world of HR, as I kind of work through different companies, I soon realised that you have to be flexible. Yeah. One size doesn't fit all. And it's so true of what I'm doing now as well.
I bet it is.
It's about the stuff, but also the individual and what's going on with them, and what the stuff means to them.
Because I do think everybody needs to declutter. What about you, Karma? You've got a huge house. Where'd you put it all?
I'm fairly organised, but I do like, this will be a surprise, I do like taking on new hobbies and then getting a bit obsessed about them. And then I get bored once I've kind of learned how to do something. So sometimes I'll open a cupboard and I'm like, oh, there's all the candle stuff, or there's all the sewing stuff, or there's all the... But then I keep it just in case I want to go back to it. But it is organised. I do know where everything is. There's just a lot of it, but I do know where it all is.
I think I see a lot of that where craft especially, so creative people generally will have a lot of stuff because they've tried different things and then they don't want to get rid of it. So sometimes it's about giving people options as to where things can go so that it gets to live a life rather than being redundant in a cupboard somewhere, because things do deteriorate as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is really just studying what's important to that person at the moment, what do they want to spend their time doing, and does their stuff support that or not.
So there's a lot of psychology as well as the practicalities of actually just organising and decluttering. There's empathy and being able to relate to them, and there's a lot more psychology behind it than just going in and tidying.
You can't be bossy about it because some people want you to be, and that's fine if they give their permission and say yes, you've got to be really strict with me, but a lot of the time they've got you in because they need help, because they can't do it on their own, but they're still quite sensitive and find it difficult. So you've got to tread carefully and get to know the person as much as the stuff. So and
I think as well, I think as well, we always go, oh, we'll do that, and another year goes by and we don't do it, so I think, but I don't know.
If there's a place you can hide things where it doesn't interfere in your day-to-day life,
then we can't see it.
Then it's great because you can forget about it. It's when it starts encroaching on rooms in your house that you do want to use or you'd like to repurpose. So lockdown, obviously that was quite a big thing because people suddenly needed to work at home. So they had to sort out that spare room that had always been a bit of a junk room maybe. So
just shut the door. I always worry about the kids when I'm gone. Well, they've got to sort all this out. So do you find that as well?
Yes.
That's always my worry.
I've worked with a few people now where they've had to go in and clear the home and the guilt is huge. They feel so terrible that they're having to get rid of stuff that they're...
And they'll just throw it in the bin anyway. Well, my Laura's brilliant. She's like, Mum, bin, don't even show Kev.
I'm the same. I'm really ruthless, actually. But I know it's one of the questions I was going to ask you. But there must be some regrets, because I regret throwing all of Jack's toys away and not keeping just some of them for like my niece or Sienna, and because she loves cars at the moment. And he had so many cars, and to be honest, we probably took them to charity shops, so they went to a good cause. But actually, there are things that I think, I wish I'd have kept that.
It's
and there
really
must be
hard.
regrets.
Yeah,
and people throw stuff.
Stuff that I've taken to charity shops with the boy. I remember going through all their stuff when they were probably about 7 or 8. And, getting teddies out, and they didn't even remember these teddies that were the most important thing in their life when they were like 2. And so it broke my heart. I was like, well, we're not going to get rid of that one because that was very special, but let's get rid of all of those. But going into the charity shop and handing that stuff over, I remember walking out of one with tears rolling down my face. So, I get it. It's heart-wrenching. You feel it here in your heart, and it's very difficult. So it is doing the right thing for you, and, it's sad to have those regrets, but there's still the memories there.
Yeah, of course.
So,
and I think you're going to nice people, especially if you're going to give it charity.
Exactly.
I always think that Salvation Army, is my favourite. Yeah, because Salvation Army gave me my first Christmas present, so I always give my stuff to them. So knowing that it's going to go to people, that have that's nice. That makes me feel much better.
Yeah,
not Kev though, because he's still keeping everything.
What, giving Kev away? Or?
Shall I? How much will we get for
The
him?
other thing about grandchildren as well, giving stuff to your grandchildren, I don't know if any of you have experienced this with your own kids, is when for example, my husband really wanted the boys to watch things like Indiana Jones and all that sort of stuff. They had no interest whatsoever in it. He was like gutted about it.
He will watch it.
And, some of my clients have said, my girls didn't play with this and I kept it for that reason. Maybe the grandchildren will. And then they're like, but actually maybe they won't because my girls didn't. So why would... So it is trying to maybe think about what you keep. Are you keeping it because it's sentimental to you?
Yeah.
In which case it's a memory.
Yeah.
and that's fine to keep, or are you keeping it because you do want someone to play with it, in which case pick something that's going to be quite versatile.
Yeah.
Great tip.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was just thinking when you were talking though, because the whole Gen Z thing is sustainability and reuse, and I mean, and that's going to be interesting for you in terms of where your future, because actually will people yes, your certainly your services are definitely always required, but repurposing in terms of not getting rid of as much stuff, and things like Vinted and all of that stuff that's become such a popular place now to shop.
And that's always been quite an important thing to me since I started, was I take the stuff away for you and I give it to a good home. So whatever it might be, I put it as a bit of a challenge on myself that, if it's still okay and it's not even if it's broken, sometimes it can still be fixed. And there'll be people out there that would have it for free. So, Facebook Marketplace, Olio, that you can put things on there for free and people will come and take it and they'll have it as a project. I worked with a lady in London, an elderly lady. She had this bamboo dressing table. It was quite funky looking, but it was really old, and so we put it outside a house and she put it on a WhatsApp group around the road. Nobody came, so I took it away, put it on Facebook, and a lady that was on maternity leave, who was an interior designer, came and took it and she repurposed it, sent us the photo of it done. So it's so lovely to be able to share that with the clients and say, look, what happened to it, it's going to be used still, it won't be chucked.
I bet that's really nice.
So it is trying to find places that you can donate stuff to and letting people know about things like the repair cafes that go around.
Yes, because they're really popular now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Well, if you know anyone, I've got a wedding dress.
Okay.
And I don't want to just give it away.
No.
I want to give it away.
Yeah.
But to someone that needs it and can't afford it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably nice. It's 25 years old. I've been married 25 years, but I've still got it in my loft. So honestly, if you know someone that really, I want to give it to someone that, like I say, needs it, rather than just, maybe the charity shop will have it, but I don't want to just put it for free, because don't you find some of these, we've got quite a few stuff at the moment, and I did put stuff on for free, but
and then people
some
sell
people,
it.
and you've got your top contributors, do you know what I mean? And I feel that they're the people that will move it on for money, because I'm giving it away free. So I worry about that too. Sounds silly because I don't want it anymore. But
there's a big second-hand wedding dress market. So I worked with a lady last year that had 2 wedding dresses and needed them she wanted to sell them. And so we found her a lady that did second-hand wedding dresses. So we took, I think it was in Ruislip or somewhere like that. So we took them there and she's got a whole business doing that. But what she did say is that people aren't spending as much money as they used to on wedding dresses. And how
do you want to tell Nicole?
Apart from business daughter.
And
We'll tell you about that in a minute.
Fashion now. The fast fashion is coming in. They can get it cheap as from abroad and things like that. So
and that's a generation, definitely a generation
exactly.
thing.
So there are some charities that I can share the details with you on that do. I think there's a place that takes them for girls in Africa, and
that's the kind of thing I want.
Yeah, so
absolutely. I mean, it's huge, but it costs more money than the dress to get it over there. But
the other option
like
is you could dye it and wear it as just an evening gown.
I don't know.
If you ever
it's a bit too long.
Flancing around in a princess dress.
Maybe someone recording.
I couldn't I, Richard?
I'll bring mine. I don't even know where mine is, but we'll
have you still got it?
I think it's in the loft. You're making me think where the hell is it? Because I always thought I'll keep it just in case the kids have kids and maybe they want to use it as a christening gown, because I think that was the traditional thing to do years and years ago. But actually, the reality is it's probably up there. It's probably a bit moth ridden. I don't know. I'm going to go and find it.
Yeah.
I'm going to brave the loft.
We'll take pictures of her.
Gordon Ramsay's daughter got married recently. Didn't she wear her mum's wedding? She had 3 dresses throughout the whole ceremony. But the first one she wore was her mum's. Wedding dress. So you could convince Nicole.
I don't
to wear.
think she would go anywhere near my dress, if I'm honest. I think it's the opposite of what she wants. But I will guide her in the right direction of maybe getting a cheaper one.
Oh, brilliant.
She'll kill me for that.
Very funny. Right, we've got some questions. So we've got some questions and then we've got some quick fire questions that we'd like to ask you, if that's okay. Okay. And they're nice, don't you worry. I don't mind taking the first one. So what's the first place in a home that you always notice clutter? Or is there? Maybe there's not.
It really depends. I mean, I thought you were going to say, what's the first room you start in? But I mean,
That might be a question.
when you go in a home, it really depends, you know, who they are, what their life is like. I mean, if it's a family home with kids, then there's just going to be stuff everywhere as soon as you walk through the front door because, you know, kids have a tendency to throw things, don't they, when they come through the front door and it just lands wherever it lands. But yeah, and then there'll be certain homes where it's a junk room, so they've got me in specifically to help with that particular space, or it could be the loft or the garage. And then the other thing is where stuff is out, it is that thing of trying to identify the clutter hotspots around someone's home, and that helps you to understand what sort of organiser they are as well, because there's a very traditional way of organising that we've all been taught, and it's put up on a pedestal as if that's the only way to do it, and if you can do that, you're amazing. But actually, there's so many other ways to do it that work better for certain people. So it's trying, you know, if people need to visually see their things, well, there's no good putting them in cupboards because they're not going to see them, and they need to. So it's trying to find a system that works for them up on the, you know, shelves or whatever it might be.
They just collect dust. Brilliant. I don't like anything on my shelves, I'm afraid. I want it hidden away. That's why I've got to declutter. What's the weirdest thing you've ever been asked to organise?
Oh, to organise? I don't know. It's usually just normal stuff.
Right, okay.
I've had
so
some
nothing
unusual
weird.
things to declutter.
Yeah.
If that
is
exciting to hear about.
Yeah, go for it.
So my most unusual item that I had to declutter was a gecko egg incubator.
Oh.
Questions.
What's that?
Wow,
So-
why?
So there was a pet gecko. And they wanted to breed, so they got the egg incubator brought in, and then that was a hobby that kind of went away, and it all went up into the loft. Loads of gecko stuff.
Bit like your Kindles.
Yeah, and they didn't want it anymore, so it went to a reptile sanctuary.
Oh my golly.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Oh, that's quite
how
heartwarming
unusual.
after that.
Yeah. But organising things, it's usually standard stuff, lots of craft things, lots of things that I'll be like, what's this?
Yeah.
And then, there's probably a few strange things that I might share with you off
Okay,
air.
we're getting to that. No, we're on there. It's Hustle and Giggle for a reason.
Right, moving on.
Yeah, that's only one of our questions.
I like to maintain client confidentiality.
Oh, yes. So what's the difference between tidying and organising?
Well, tidying is just putting things away, whereas the organising is how it's stored.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
There
Makes
we
sense.
Nice and succinct, I like that.
And why do some people tidy constantly, but then kind of almost still feel like their house is untidy? What's that mentality all about?
I guess it's if they've got systems that just don't work.
Right, okay.
So I used to be very good at organising. I've learnt this since doing what I do now, that I'd get everything out of a cupboard, I'd organise it, I'd throw away rubbish, but then I'd put it all back. So I didn't really declutter.
Right.
I just put back what I took out.
But in a different way.
In a different way. And
organisation.
it'd look
Okay.
brilliant for a little while.
Yeah.
And then it'd all get messy, probably because there was too much stuff.
My airing cupboard is exactly what you've just described.
There we go.
Because I put stuff, I take it out, I refold everything, put it back in, but I never go, oh, actually, when did I last? I'm going to do that now.
And airing cupboards are very tricky because it depends what sort of structure it is and how much space you've got.
Yeah.
But
Right, okay. Mental note.
It's
Sort the airing cupboard.
probably crossed over with a couple of the other answers, but if someone who's listening feels overwhelmed by their home right now, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them before they move a single item?
just don't look at it as one big job.
Yeah, I like that.
It's one thing at a time. You know, if it's been there years already, then it's not going to take 5 minutes to fix it.
No, that's a really good point, actually.
So just be realistic and just think, actually, let's just take this one thing at a time. And I did some talks at the WI, and we did this thing where it was like a challenge where it's like a 30-day thing, and on day one you declutter one item,
I've
day
seen that
two
recently.
2 items,
Yeah.
and by the end of it you've decluttered a couple of 100 items, but it's making it like a little task rather than the overwhelming thing. And sometimes it might be you take a small box and put some things in and take it away from that space that's really cluttered, so that then you go to a calmer space to sort it.
Oh, nice. I like that. I think we do that with our work, though.
Yeah.
It's something that you've taught me, Amanda, from the years that we've met.
To-do lists.
You know, to-do lists.
To-do lists, yeah. Exactly the
You
same.
prioritise stuff.
Yeah.
So it sort of straight
break it
away,
down.
when you were saying that, I thought of you because you've taught me that.
Oh,
I like my to-do
thanks.
list.
Brilliant.
Thanks for that lovely little compliment.
Honestly, it's indented in my brain now.
Love
that
that.
I don't look at it as one big
We
thing.
just need to convince her
good.
now to do a to-do list when she walks
Yeah.
into That's the next job. Right, we've got some quick fire questions. So, Karma, over to you.
Right, so jigsaw edge pieces first or randomly start?
Jigsaw edge.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Definitely. Pause a film to tidy or ignore the mess.
Oh, ignore the mess.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
If I'm watching a movie, I'm watching a movie.
Love that.
Read one book at a time or 5 at once?
One at a time.
Oh.
We did a lot of ooh in last time.
We
didn't we? Ooh in this time. Brilliant. Excellent.
We did.
Thank you so much. That's really insightful. I've learned loads, actually. Loads.
thank
Interesting
you.
hearing your world and what you do and the amazing business that you have grown. It sounds fascinating. It sounds completely fascinating. I'm thinking as you're talking, oh my God, I'd love to do that. Love to go in and sort something
Well,
out.
I've just got to send Kev on a holiday for a week,
we'll
and
come
then
and
I
sort
can
it
go.
out.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
we'll
all
come
do
in,
it.
yeah.
couldn't we?
Bit of
You
chicken
don't
wine,
feel
Leslie.
that. But I must just say, because you did pass on it, I mean, is there anything that if you found?
Oh, you're going
Yeah.
back fishing.
Yeah, before we say goodbye, there's got to be something weird that you found.
I mean, you can probably think of the worst thing I
Well,
might have
but that's not
found.
the worst, is it? I mean, the majority of households has things that we're all thinking of. But is there something worse than that?
But we can always think thinking of something very different, though, couldn't we?
Or we could all be on
we could all
exactly
be
the same.
thinking the
Yeah,
same.
it's probably the latter.
I feel like after 3, we all need to shout out what we're thinking.
God, no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, if you're thinking about it, I've probably found it.
Oh,
You could
brilliant,
hear
love
it.
that. Oh, fantastic! I love that. So now, Vickie, we move on to our couple of standard questions, if you like, that we
Okay.
ask. So we ask, all of us like to share recommendations. So it can be absolutely anything. It can be a restaurant, it can be something you've done, it can be a location, it can be someone you've used. And then what we do is we do a post and we tag them into it. So giving them a bit of, PR.
Yeah.
And it's great because most people come back and say thank you for the tag and we've had some great feedback. So we just love to recommend something, 1 or 2 things to our listeners. Okay. So shall we go first? Leslie?
Well, we've been dress shopping again. So we've visited some lovely dress shopping. So my daughter gets married next year. So we've been wedding dress shopping. So there was one in Great Missenden. They were lovely, amazing girls, beautiful. So thoroughly recommend them. It wasn't one of the dresses that was for her, but they were just so friendly, so nice. So yeah, if you're looking for a dress, please go and see them. They were amazing.
Oh, brilliant. Tell me the name off air.
I
DJ,
will.
off air.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, so we've been busy doing that.
Awesome.
What about you?
Mine's accidentally on topic. It's a book, and the book is called Overwhelmed.
Oh.
It's Overwhelmed. It's by Claudia Hammond, and it's all about why so many of us feel constantly under pressure and mentally overloaded. And what I liked about it is that it's based on psychology, but also with practical kind of what do's. And the one takeaway for me was we're all quite good at planning out that you need to do something and you allocate a set amount of time to do that task. But what I certainly don't do, and maybe you'll agree or disagree, is I don't factor in the extra elements that might happen, like the emails that might come in, or the conversations, or the telephone calls, or the snacks that you might need to go off and get, or the wee breaks. So we might mark out a couple of hours to do something, but actually, when it comes to it, it's more like 3. We beat ourselves up because we've allocated this time and we haven't been able to fit it in that time. But actually, we've kind of let ourselves down a little bit by not thinking. We think we're invincible, don't we? We think we can do everything within a set amount of time. So actually what that kind of taught me was sometimes planning is fantastic, but what actually lets it down sometimes is the plan was slightly unrealistic in the first place.
Oh, I like that.
Interesting.
That's wordy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I brought
I like that.
I brought a book the other day, and in fact I've given it to my sister, but when she finishes reading it, I'm reading it. It's called Sex, Drugs and Walking Frames.
And what?
Walking Frames.
I think it said rocking frames.
That's another book.
The author is Miriam Stoppard, and it's about how to live your best life in your 60s, 70s and 80s. So it's like looking to the future. So it's basically going, what do I need to do now to make sure I live my best life? So it's kind of advice, and it looks brilliant,
Love it.
with a bit of fun as well. So when I've read that, I'll come back and give you a synopsis on that. But actually, if I'm honest, the title just stood out, and I thought, interesting.
Yeah.
So
drugs
that's
and
one, and then my
walking
other
frames.
recommendations is thanks for noting I'd have my roots done, by the way.
They look gorgeous.
Hang on. I'm sure I don't look up there.
I'm only joking. It's the room at Berryfields where I go and get my hair done. It's just, sometimes you go into a hairdresser's and you've been going there for a long time, and sometimes, if I'm really honest, this kind of service slips a bit complacent.
Absolutely.
I've been going there for like 2.5 years now, and every time I walk out of there, I really love what they've done. And there's no Richard's looking at nothing. Bloody hell. And I'm
jealous.
It's comfortable. I mean, I took my laptop in, I work while my roots are being cooked. And it's just lovely. It's a lovely place. No pressure to, buy products. No, it's just lovely. And it's really nice. And I really like them. And so I would recommend them. They started off in their garage during lockdown, and then they moved to their own premises. But
Is that the one behind Lucas?
Yes.
Cafe?
Yeah, you go down the road and it's just tucked away. But yeah, so I'd really, having your hair done is ridiculously expensive.
Expensive.
It's ridiculously expensive. But, if you're going to pay, you want to pay and get someone to do it who you like and you would like.
Nice.
Brilliant.
I like it.
Becky, over to you.
Okay, so I thought long and hard about this. So I'd like to give a shout out to a place called Tabletop Republic, and it's a gaming place in Wickham. And it's quite a bizarre place. When I came across it was because my sons were into Pokemon, and they did a Pokemon club for kids on a Sunday morning. So we went in, and what amazed me was there were all these people in there also playing things like Warhammer and other card games, but they also have a massive board game collection in there.
Wow.
So you can rent a table and go in and just play with your mates. And I love this because, one, it keeps the kids off the streets.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
quite a sociable place for maybe people that don't always fit in with your normal traditional ways of socialising. It's quite a kooky place. But also it's just about, being able to, you can go and enjoy yourself somewhere that doesn't involve alcohol, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they do let you take alcohol of an evening, but, it's a different place to a pub where it gets you socialising. And I just think it's a brilliant place.
That's great.
And,
Keeps people off their phones, I bet you, which is really nice to see.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's brilliant. Thank you for that.
Okay.
Brilliant. So what's coming up? So we like to also then talk about what we've got on our social agenda, whether that's work, whether that's going somewhere nice, doing something nice. So I'm going to start with Karma.
You can start with me. Well, so tomorrow I was supposed to be going to Brewdog.
Oh, no.
Yeah, who have obviously, or
Gone.
not obviously, but have gone into administration.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Couple of days
literally.
ago. Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Tuesday. Yeah, it's fairly recent, wasn't it? So, thoughts go out to all the staff there who have been made redundant. That's a
He
big
was quite
hit.
an interesting character, though, wasn't he? The CEO. I watched a documentary about him many years ago. He wasn't very nice. And he openly
really?
admitted, I read a BBC article this morning about it, actually, and he openly admitted that he's made a lot of mistakes. So, but anyway,
Brave to make those mistakes, just to
affects people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely. A busy couple of weeks at work. Our new finance lady started a few days ago, so training her, so that's quite exciting. And then just a little bit of socialising, a games night at a friend's house. That's again, I'm on topic today, accidentally. And dinner with some other friends and just a few bits of social stuff. But coming back from holiday, it's been quite busy. So yeah, I think the next couple of weeks are going to go quite quickly.
Yeah.
And we were going to ask, how was it?
Oh, it was amazing. It was lovely. Yeah,
Did you chill?
I did. We worked, so we'd get up in the morning, kind of around 7, and be at our makeshift desk, which was the dining room table in the villa, and then work through till 2-3 o'clock. So we were still on hand to help with any issues that either customers or staff needed, and then we would go off and kind of do stuff in the afternoon. We went on a scooter ride.
Yay!
Practicing for the...
Well, I wasn't supposed to, but we found a little dirt track road, and I shouldn't even admit this on air. Abe's like, have a go, because it's really simple. There's no clutch, which is the thing that I'm trying to learn on the motorbike that I've got. There's no clutch. So I was in the front, he was sat behind me, we swapped over, and I was fine as long as we went in a straight line, up, flat as anything in a straight line. Then we hit a bend and a downhill, and I panicked, and instead of braking, I accelerated, and we ended up in a bush. Thankfully, there was no marks to the scooter, but I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Oh, no.
And I was like, whoa, who panics and accelerates?
Good job you did it there, though, than on your own motorbike.
Oh my God, I'd have killed myself,
wow.
absolutely. And I panicked. I went, Abe, because I could see this bush getting closer and closer, and he did grab the brakes. So we were only slightly in the bush, not completely in the bush.
But you were in the bush.
We made memories. That's the whole point, isn't it?
It's about making memories.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah, scratching a few skins.
Let's go round this way then. I'm going to a race night tomorrow night, a charity race night in Winslow. But obviously, by the time this goes out, I would have been to the race night and won loads of money, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
I like Grace nights.
Yeah.
I like them. I've been to a few of them.
Work, busy. Gosh, I've had a manic 2 weeks, probably because I took a couple of days off last week, but manic 2 weeks, and that continues, which was good. And then Easter. Easter's like 4 weeks.
Oh, shut up. It can't
Good
be.
Friday. Good Friday.
January.
It's the 3rd of April.
Really?
So Easter plans. So just what we're doing over Easter. And like you, just stuff, really. We've got just stuff on every weekend, really.
Stuff.
Yeah, stuff. Not, out with people, out with friends, out for dinner. Not necessarily all weekends, but we've got things to look forward to.
Lovely.
Which is lovely. So, yeah, and the sun is shining today.
sun
And it
is
feels
out.
lovely.
I brought it back for you.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Welcome.
Well done. What about you, Vickie?
Well, I've had a busy few months, I think. Yeah, that's fair to say. So I've got a quiet weekend this weekend.
Quiet weekends are nice.
It is. It's really nice. We've still got to take one of the boys to a birthday party in Henley, so that'll be a trip. We've got to plan his birthday party.
If not,
How old are you?
He's going to be 11,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, it'll probably be some kind of activity somewhere.
Yeah.
So that's got to be done, and we want to plan a holiday for Easter as well. So we'll be doing that. So yeah, just a bit of downtime, but work's really busy.
That's great.
For March. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Work is busy. I mean, look at us.
I know.
The amount of
I
times
know.
I said before it was quiet, but I am mega busy.
That's so
It's
nice.
so
So
nice.
happy.
Honestly, I've been helping people out, getting their cars, and really keeping great. And more importantly, we've got a couple important things. Websites coming out. I am beyond excited about my new website. How stupid is that? But
Not
I
at
just
all.
can't
Oh my gosh,
wait.
I've had a sneaky look and it looks amazing.
Oh my God, I'm just loving it. I'm loving it. So watch out for that, because that'll tell you lots more about me. And obviously the one and I don't know. I don't even know how to describe how I feel at this moment in time. But by the next time we record our podcast, I am going to be a nanny. I am beyond excited.
And we're going to be aunties.
You can be aunties. You can be aunties. I'm sure she'll love to have lots of aunties. So my oldest daughter's having her baby. So we're going to be granny for the first time, nanny and granddad.
That's so lovely.
So yeah, beyond excited. So she is due in 1 week and 5 days.
Oh my God, you are
golly.
literally counting down now.
I
aren't
know.
you? Oh, it's so exciting.
So we're out for dinner with her tonight. So very excited to see how she's growing. Because apparently the last sort of 4 or 5
That's where
weeks.
all the development
they
goes, isn't it? That's where the lungs develop the most, isn't it? Because
they're
that's
just
why
putting
when
on.
you have early babies, they have to sometimes go in special care because the lungs haven't developed. So now is the time where all the internal stuff really accelerates. That's
And
so
she
exciting.
kicked me the other day.
Oh, did she?
Because we were wedding dress shopping, which is amazing too. I mean, Nicole is just stunning, but I've said that before, but she's just beautiful. So loads going on in our family, and he's doing great. He's got new shows, things coming up. So yeah, really, really excited after having a couple of months of being not excited.
And you deserve that.
you
So
do.
well done. I'm pleased to hear that.
Yeah, so baby's coming.
Brilliant.
I can't wait.
No, me neither. I can't wait for it to come as a guest.
Yeah,
Young
imagine
guest.
it. So yeah, that's me.
Fantastic. That's it. That's a wrap. So, Vickie, thank you. It's been absolutely brilliant getting to know you, getting to know your business, you know, all the great stuff that you're doing for your clients, and both mentally as well, because that's really important. So thank you so much for coming on today. And thank you to our listeners. Thank you to Bucks Radio, as always. Richard loves these sessions. He learns so much about us women.
He does, doesn't he?
And obviously for Karma, who came back to join us today. I'm not sure I would have. I'd have stayed in Portugal. No, I'm only joking. Of course she'd want to be back. And
welcome back.
We
missed you.
Yeah, we did miss you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
Thanks
you.
very much. Bye.
Bye.
The Hustle and Giggle Podcast.